All right, welcome inside Paycor Stadium. Paul Jr., Jay Morrison are here with you. It is prediction episode time, and Bengals, Bears right behind us on Sunday, 1 o'clock kick on Fox. Who are our announcers for this game? Do you know?
Same as last week. Spiro Ditas, Adam Archuleta, and Aditi Kinkabwala. I hope I got that last name right.
Yeah, Spiro. Bengals fans love Spiro. Everybody knows
They
that.
don't. When he's doing the game, that means they're not good usually.
Yes, that's true, but that's all right. You'll be watching potentially this game anyway. All right, Bears are 4-3. They are 2.5-point favorites in this game. The Bengals are 2.5-point underdogs. Over and under at 51 on this one on the BetMGM line. We'll build the suspense for exactly where our predictions lie later in the episode. All right, weather, nice day, I think, expected, potentially. Small chance of rain, 20% chance of rain, mid-50s. So hopefully the weather that we see behind us right here now, hopefully that weather continues and is nice on Sunday. Black jersey, black pants, orange socks. Is that a good combo?
That's a great combo. They're 4-1 in this combo, so they're pulling out all the stops to try to end this skid. But yeah, it's been a rare one. It's just 5 times they've worn it. They didn't wear black on black a lot before they went to the redesign, but now that they've gone to the redesign, black, orange, good combo.
Maybe it'll be the fix. Bears last game, they lost to the Ravens 30-16 last week. Here come those Ravens, by the way, at 3-5 after their win over the Dolphins on Thursday Night Football. Bengals would be sitting there tied with Baltimore if they can't beat Chicago this weekend. Last game between these two teams was in 2021. Bengals lost 20-17. Andy Dalton was involved. Jamar Chase's second game, he popped off after the game. We learned a lot about Jamar Chase. I don't know if that'll be the same case here on Sunday, but everybody will be watching Jamar Chase to be certain. Injuries, news, speaking of people who will be watching, things are looking good for Joe Flacco. Still listed as questionable with that AC joint sprain in his throwing shoulder. So there's a thought that he's going to be able to play this weekend. They're feeling like that's where this ends up, but you can't really guarantee anything when you're talking about somebody, a 40-year-old with this injury. He practiced on Thursday to kind of get out there and see how it felt. Jamar Chase said he looked normal to me. The question will be, to me, it's not if he starts Sunday. I feel like it looks like he's going to be starting. Does he finish?
That's exactly it. You know, he took one hit last week and it caused the injury. So if the Bears can get to him, it's going to be a pain tolerance thing. You know, I'm sure he'll get a shot to make it feel better. So the range of motion, I think, is not going to be an issue. But if he gets hit or even taken to the ground on that shoulder, that's when you worry about them maybe having to go to Jake Browning and things changing quite a bit. But I'm with you. The big question, it feels almost like nobody wanted to say it, but it feels like a foregone conclusion. He will start the game, but is he out there at 4 o'clock on Sunday?
Yeah, you never know us 40-year-olds, man. We sleep wrong and you wake up and it's not going to happen. But Flacco's pretty resolute, man. He's like, look, I'm the quarterback. You play. You play until you can't. And so this is kind of he regaled us with stories of how he missed the birth of his second son to go try to beat the Browns one Sunday back early in a game where he played on a bad hip in the playoffs. And it's just kind of his mentality is that, I know he just got here and he got a bye week next week. The dude wants to play. He's going to try to play. All signs look good for him playing. On the opposite side of that, Trey Hendrickson, not looking good, doubtful with that hip back situation. Logan Wilson, doubtful. Marco Wilson, doubtful. Oren Burks, questionable. He came up as a surprise limited on Thursday. So your linebacker room and your depth there really feeling it. Don't forget Shaka Hayward is on IR. They lost him last week. So a ton of your depth behind your two starting rookie linebackers in question or wiped out right now. So not a great situation in the linebacker room, but you already knew that.
And you do another transaction. You have Cedric Johnson coming off of IR. He's an edge rusher. Maybe helps on the way to get some pass rush. I don't know how much we'll see him out there, but he will be in the mix, especially with Trey probably not going to play in this game. So they've got to find it wherever they can get it. And you never know. Maybe Cedric is the guy.
Anybody anybody capable of rushing the passer, they will take at this point. I got to assume we're going to see Sean Clifford in an emergency third quarterback.
Yeah.
You can't just go into this without a contingency plan in case Flacco goes out there and gets sacked in the third play and his shoulder hurts. So probably see something regarding that. That's going to be a just in case scenario coming up.
That's why they added him to the 53, because if he's on the practice squad, he can't be the emergency quarterback. So that transaction today to put him on the 53 opens the door for that to him be inactive technically, but the emergency third quarterback.
Yeah. Ref report. What do we got this week?
Cleet Blakeman.
Oh, I love Cleet.
He's been around for a long time. He's done the second most games of any active referee. Bengal fans may not know the name like they know Ron Tor, but Bengal fans hate Cleet Blakeman. I can guarantee you, because last year Cleet Blakeman led the league in penalties thrown.
Ugh.
The end of that game at Baltimore last year with the face mask, all the hits on Burrow, they swallowed their whistles, no flags. That was a Cleet Blakeman game. So that did not end well, especially in a season when he's throwing flags right and left, and they hold on to the flags in the end of that game. That Baltimore had 11 penalties in that game. The Bengals had 3. Maybe that played into the fact where they knew it was lopsided. A lot of personal fouls on Baltimore in the game, and they did. For whatever reasons, they didn't call at the end of the game. Overall, Cleet Blakeman, Bengals are 8-8 with him. So he's done 2 playoff games. He did the playoff game in Tennessee when they got their first ever road playoff win. So he has had some positive outcomes with the Bengals.
Remember the good times, Bengals fans. Remember the good times. Maybe this will be one. Stat that matters most, Jay. I'll let you lead off in all things stats.
So I wrote about this earlier this week. Fourth quarter points. Mm-hmm. They've allowed 14 or more in the fourth quarter 3 weeks in a row. You can't win games doing that, whether it's a depth issue or young guys just not rising to meet the moment. Like Zach said, somebody's got to step up and make a play. They've got to figure out a way to hold the Bears no more than a touchdown in the fourth quarter. I think if they do that, they'll feel pretty good about their chances. If this gets into one of those back and forth shootout kind of things in the fourth quarter where both teams are going up and down the field, doesn't bode well for the Bengals.
Yeah, I mean, it could be when you give up points all the time, you end up with giving up a lot of points in the fourth quarter. But it has been specific to that time frame in the game. No doubt about that. Mine is going to be, this is typically, a lot of times it's a cop-out, Jay, to use turnover margin, but not in this case. This has literally been how the Bears have been getting by this year. When they win the turnover battle, they are 4-0 with a league-leading plus 13 in those 4 games. Wild. Yeah. They had 4, 3, 3, and 3. Unbelievable. Their record when they tie or lose the turnover battle, 0-3 with a margin of -3. This has been it. Their defense, teams are able to move it up and down decently on them, but when they're able to get those turnovers, and they have been in some games, that's been sort of their equalizer. Their offense is up and down, but Caleb Williams, sometimes he throws the ball to you and makes some dumb mistakes. The way the Bengals defense can't stop anybody, turnovers feel like that's obviously going to be the key. Joe Flacco, unbelievably, has not thrown an interception since coming here.
Yeah.
Jake Browning, when he's been in the games this year, the Bengals have 11 total turnovers in that time. None when Jake Browning hasn't been in the game. So can Flacco finish? Can he continue to play the turnover-free football that he's been playing here in Cincinnati? It might be the determining factor in that game. You can say that about a lot of games, but it feels like that's specifically important this Sunday against the Bears. All right, Growler Bet. This week, after last week's explosion by the Jets on the ground, 254 yards, let's go rushing yards, shall we? Let's go Bears rushing yards in this one. Send in your submissions to the Growler Podcast at gmail.com. And if you get it correct, you can win drinks on me at our next live show. Our next live event is a hang at BetMGM back in their VIP room. You can hang out with me, hang out with Jay. Jay will just sit and just tell you stats all day. It's going to be great.
And do shots.
Obviously. And watch the 1 o'clock window. We'll have the exclusive parlay boost. You only get there. We'll be giving away tickets to Bengals Patriots. If you want to go, also, same email address, thegrowlerpodcast at gmail.com. Send it to us. Let us know how many people you want to bring and come hang. It's the bye week, November 9th, 1 o'clock. Come on down and just let us know you want to come, and we'll have a great time. It's going to be a blast. All right, so on that note, what do you got for Bears rushing yards?
Fortunately, when we're recording this after the Bears injury report came out. DeAndre Swift out, Roschon Johnson out. They are down 2 of their top 3 running backs, including the starter Swift. I don't know that's going to matter. I still think this defense is going to give up some yards. And plus, you could have Caleb Williams scrambling for a bunch of yards. And I don't think it's going to look like last week at 254, but I don't think this is going to be a lockdown either. I'll go 100 yards lighter. I'll go 154.
154? All right, that's fair. I'll say this, the season high for the Bears has been, they've gone 222. They've gone as low as 69. Are you listening, Glenn Hammerly? They have, but I think I'm with you. I think it's probably somewhere in the middle. I don't think it matters who totes the rock anymore. No. Are you a professional running back? You can run for 100 yards against this Bengals defense. I think that's a great place to start. If this defense wants to show some improvement, maybe they can get something there. I'm with you. I don't really see it, though. I'll go 160 and say that they end up. So I'll take the higher end. You can have that lower end.
I'll take it.
Yeah, all right. What's your prediction? What do you got?
It feels like back against the wall, not an elite team in the Bears. It feels like the Bengals should win this, but again, I'm not certain that Joe Flacco is going to finish this game. I have a really hard time picking this Bengals team right now. After what we saw last week, I don't know. I can't do it. I have to go. They have to continue the streak. The Bengals are going up 27 points or more in 7 straight games. I'm going to make it 8. I'm going to put it right on the over-under number, even though I think it's going to be higher. I'm going to go Bears 27, Bengals 24. This is the 31st time in franchise history, 5th time in the Zach Taylor era, the Bengals have faced a quarterback that was taken number 1 overall in his first or second year. They're 2-2 under Zach. They're 14-16 overall. These young, highly touted quarterbacks have a way of playing good early against the Bengals. I think it happens again Sunday.
I mean, that wasn't really a very sad stat. I have higher expectations for you. Tell people about the game after the 1-point loss stat. That's really those.
That's amazing.
Let's remind them of that every time after the 1-point loss. Your team's going to lose.
And not just the Bengals, NFL 0-14. The last times a team is lost by 1 point. The following week they're 0-14. Now, in week 1, the Browns lost to the Bengals by 1. The Ravens lost to the Bills by 1. They played each other the next week. So somebody had to win. So I'm throwing those 2 out. Technically, it's 1-15, but someone had to win that game. So it's 0-14. The Bengals kicked off this whole streak with that 1-point loss, the Clete Blakeman loss last year. They come back the following week, and they lose in L.A. to the Chargers. 14 in a row is insane. And exactly half of those, 7 are this year, 7 are last year. Teams that lose by 1 point, it just rattles them and they don't rebound.
That is insane that you know that. We were talking today on Who Dey Light about, you need to be able to come up with the stat for a team's record after a players only meeting. We need to get that.
Wow.
If only we could go to players only meetings on Pro Football Reference and filter through and find out. That's the one I really want to know. Will it have an impact? Maybe. My prediction, I have the Bears 30-27. I think forcing some field goal. The Bears have had trouble in the red zone this year, and that can play a major role in being able to maybe they go up and down the field, but you can force some field goals, and then maybe your offense can do enough. I'm with you. I worry about Flacco's ability to finish this game. I mean, the first hit, the second hit, at some point, he's going to have to withstand some level of punishment in this game, and can he? And if Jake Browning comes in, what does that look like? Does it turn back into the turnover fest that the Bears have feasted on all year? I don't know, but I'm going to hedge my bets on 30-27 Bears over the Bengals. Either way, we'll be back here on the walkout to let you know everything that went down, reaction from the locker room, all the things you come to expect. So make sure you check back in with us on Sunday night. And for now, from Paycor, Paul, Jay, we'll talk to you later.